And I was like, like, yeah. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. I've missed you so much. And today we're doing a mid-year book tag. I feel like we haven't talked enough this year, and I really have been having like a great pickup of reading. The second half of the first half of this year, I've really been reading a lot more, reaching out to a lot of different genres, and I really am excited to answer these questions. The first question on this list is the best book you read in 2025. There's also another question that are like, how many 5 stars have you read in 2025? So I'm gonna combine them because I don't have one book that I read that I love. My 5 stars this year, honestly, not that much. I've only had 3 5 stars, and I've read about like 53 books this year. I don't know. I feel like this year hasn't produced the best books that we've seen, but I do have 3 top 5 stars. The first one being My Friends by Frederick Bachman. This book, and all I will say about it is that it altered my brain chemistry. I feel like Frederick Bachman is such a crazy writer because he has this way of writing that will honestly change something in you and it will alter your brain chemistry. But this book was something I don't know how to express to you, and I just wasn't prepared going into it. I'm not prepared to talk about it, and I just loved it to its bones, and I am so obsessed with this author. It really locked him down in my mind for me. It hit a lot of sore spots in my brain, and I also made a playlist dedicated to it, and that's how you know I'm serious. My second 5 star was Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Bastone. This was kind of a surprise because I read Ready or Not by Cara Bastone earlier this year, and I liked it. It was a 4.5 star, but I didn't ever expect to go into this book thinking that it would be better than the last book or one of the best books I've read this year. I just really felt like this story, which was following Lenny and Miles, it was basically starting off as Lenny just babysitting this kid and Miles is the kid's uncle, and like they kind of cross roads. But Lenny's story and her grief and the kind of just way she is battling in life, the way Miles takes care of her and like helps her through this journey, changed a lot in my head. Like it made me think of Reich and Daisy from the Addicted Calorie Sister series, and it was like, I don't know how to say how grateful I am for Lenny as a character. I think she just was super important, and she kind of hit a spot in my head where it was like, okay, so I understand you and I feel for you, and I don't really know how I found you because I didn't really expect to go into this book so emotional about it, but I like genuinely loved it down. I really liked Lenny and Miles' story. I really liked their dynamic. I really liked Lenny, as you can tell, and then Miles was also like just the perfect mix. It was perfect. And then my last and final 5 star, Some Kind of Perfect by Becca and Krista Ritchie, because oh my gosh, reading the Addicted series, starting off in December last year and then like going into January, I have been honestly in a chokehold. This last book was the only book I felt like, okay, I'm not gonna be nitpicky, this is a 5 star. Like I would give this infinity stars, but the whole series was a 5 star for me. It's just a journey. And then you look up from this book and you see the first book, Addicted to You, and you're like, I don't understand how these people could be the same, because they're not. They're completely different. You feel so proud. Like I was so proud of every single character in there. Perfect found family. Honorable mentions, we have Hat Trick by Chelsea Curto, I think. I don't know. Very surprised to find that one. It was kind of just a book I saw on my Kindle. I picked it up and I had a similar experience like I did with Promise Me Sunshine. Oh my god, what is his name? I always forget the guy's name. He was really just going through something, and the FMC was there to take care of him and be his friend and brought him back to life, and that kind of story will always kind of just be it for me, and it might be one of my favorite Michael tropes ever. My second honorable mention would have to be The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. First of all, I don't know, guys. I don't know what to say except for the fact that Sam Penny, the story, the writing, Jessa Hastings, I love her writing. Like I love her writing so much. I think she writes in a way where it's like no other author writes like her. And I really liked this story. I really liked Sam and Georgia. The best sequel you've read so far this year. I haven't read enough fantasy books to mention a fantasy book, but I have read a sequel to a mafia book. Randomly fell into this mafia book loophole and started reading like 11 mafia books straight. And I think the best sequel, oh my god, the sun is going down on me, guys. Please ignore that. Can you still see me? The best mafia sequel that I read was Stolen Heir by Sophie Lark. It was the second book in the Brutal Birthright series, and it was kind of like a ballerina and kidnapper story. I don't really know what it was, but Miko and Nessa, I don't know. I really liked them. Like, I really enjoyed their story. I really liked Miko. I felt like he was like the definition of cold. Can't understand how he could love anything. But when it came to Nessa, it was like he was warmed by the sun. And they had this kind of story that was like super interesting. Reeled you in. And he gave so much up just for her. And it like... yeah, like this eats because he kidnaps you and he's literally the one like, I'm obsessed with her, I'm in love with her, I need her. New release you haven't read yet but want to. Just yesterday, Jessica Hastings released a new book. I think it was like Time of My Life or Just for Your Life, something like that. She released it yesterday and I'm really excited to read it. I have a like thing in my mind where I need to read Jessica Hastings books physically and I just need to annotate. So I'm waiting for that. Also, this is a new release. It's a new release, but it isn't new. I really need to read Releasing 10. I just get scared because Huey and Lizzie are like such interesting characters in the Boys Atonement world, and I just don't really have much of an itch to be like, I want to read you really bad. Also, books I've been avoiding, that one falls into it, which is actually one of the next questions. Books you've been avoiding this year. I have been avoiding Releasing 10, the third book in the Powerless trilogy. I don't know what it's called. I think it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what it's called, but the pink one. I've been really avoiding for years the rest of the Fourth Wing series. So I think it's like Iron Flame that's next, that I haven't read it. I only read the first book, and I think those are the books I've been really avoiding. Biggest surprise. I think my biggest surprise, honestly, I know this is like not the most popular opinion, but I was not a fan of Every Summer After. I think one of the tropes in there, and I don't know if it's really a spoiler, but one of the tropes in that book, I cannot get behind. I tried, I'm sorry, I can't do it. And it really like bugged me and it like put me off of the author in general. And then One Golden Summer came out and I was like, okay, maybe I'll read it. Maybe I'll like it. I don't know. And I picked it up because I was hearing such great things about it and about Charlie. And I think it's important that I didn't remember the first book, because if I had remembered Charlie's role in the first book, I wouldn't have been able to read the book. They did address it. Don't remember the story too much, so I can't really be like, oh, okay, well, it's okay now. Okay, so why is the light doing this to me? Everyone, please ignore what's going on with the lights. But I really liked Charlie in this book. I really liked his role for Alice. I really liked their story. I liked the summer aspect. I'm not the biggest on summer romances, by the lake, rekindling something, but I thought that the premise of the story, where it's like one summer she came with her grandmother, she took a picture of these kids on the lake, and it actually happened to be the kids from the first book, and then she comes back and the guy in the photograph, it's him, and like they're together and they like start to like each other, and I really liked that aspect of it. Charlie was a really cool character. Alice was a really cool character. And it was a cool summer romance. And I really enjoyed it. So I gave this book 4 stars. I thought it was a really great read. And it was like one of the biggest surprises I had this year. Like, I was not expecting that. One of my favorite authors, debut authors, new to me authors, I would say Chelsea Curto. Like, I didn't think that I would really like her books the way I did. I kind of just stumbled upon them on my Kindle. And then I also started to read Frederick Bachman this year. I started with Anxious People, like I think in February or something, and like getting that introduction to his writing style, to his books, to everything, it was something I didn't know I needed. And I think those 2 authors are like some of the authors that I weren't expecting to find, but I'm really happy that I did. New fictional crush, that's gonna have to be Sam Penny and Nico Russo. I'm sorry, Nico is the MMC from The Maddest Obsession by Danielle Laurie. This is also another mafia romance. I don't know what was happening to me, but I really liked it. Like, I ate that up. I ate it up. I'm sorry. Like, there was a scene, and this might be a spoiler. She had like left to go home because it's like a marriage of convenience kind of thing, and she had left to go home. He had not known she left. When he got home, she wasn't there. She's at her parents' house. She hears yelling. It's literally her dad and Nico, guns raised to their foreheads, because he's like crossed the line, blah blah blah, and like going to like actual war over her. And I was like, like, Yeah. And then Sam Penny, just that he seems has a way of crafting a male main character that will make him the most interesting, swoon-worthy kind of character. Like, he was not Julian Hates, but he was gaining on him a little bit. Like, I was like, okay, I really enjoyed him as a character, and he like hit the sparks in my head. Really new book boyfriend material all around. 10 stars, both characters. Books that made you cry. I don't cry when I'm reading. I think I shed only a few tears when I was reading Some Kind of Perfect because the Addicted series was over and I felt like I had ridden a roller coaster with these characters, and I could not fathom the fact that they were just supposed to be like, bye, read our new series. Like, I was so attached. Books that made you happy. I think, as I said in the beginning, the books that were in the beginning of this year didn't really compare to the books that I've been reading this half. Starting, I guess, more so in June instead of July, but like recently I've been reading a lot of really good reads. I've been reading a lot of 5 stars, 3, but still a couple of 5 stars. And I've just been like picking up more interesting books, and I've been really happy with where my reading is taking me. Most beautiful book you've bought or received this year. These two. I have beautiful books. I haven't received them this year though. The back of Conditions of Will. This is literally gorgeous. Like, I can't. And I also love the decoed edges. I know this was like a whole discussion in the book community because people didn't like it. I loved it. I was here for it. I was obsessed with it. I really loved it. But also, this was Abby Jimenez's new release, Say You Remember Me, which also was a book I didn't really expect to like that much, but I really did. Even though it was kind of like long distance, they actually made it work to the point where you could feel like the intimacy of their relationship, even though that they were long distance. But there's an addition where this is the inside of the jacket, and how could it not make it up there? Because it's literally beautiful, and it was such a good depiction of one of the best scenes in this book. These two prettiest books ever. What books do you need to read by the end of this year? Which I've also clashed with this series you want to finish before the end of the year. I need to finish the Prison Healer series trilogy by Lynette Noni. I really, really liked the first book, but I get intense anxiety. So reading the end of the first book, I was like, I can't read this. It's like, I don't want to see what happens next. I did end up picking up the second book. Don't want to say DNF'd, but I it out of my head for a minute because I just was getting a little bored. So I left that book kind of on hold, but I really want to get to it. Also, really want to finish the Mortal Instruments series. I've been trying to get into Cassandra Clare World, the Shadowhunters universe, and I only read one book, and it was City of Bones. So I need to read City of Ash. I actually have the second book right there from my library. I need to go either return it or read it. So maybe in my next video. And then any new releases that I can't remember, I think Lynn Painter might have a new book coming out, and if she does, trust me, I will be there the second it drops. What books do you want to reread this year? I have actually been rereading, and that's why I haven't been reading too much new stuff since I got home. I have been rereading the Addicted series, and I'm on Rosa Connor's second book, Feel the Fire. I am happy right where I am. I love rereading the Addicted series, the Addicted Calloway Sisters series. Reading these books, I can't stop until I'm completely done, and I am in love with them. Their Found Family it is one of the best. But I also kind of want to reread Magnolia Parks or Crescent City. I don't know. I need to focus more on finding new books instead of rereading the books I already know I love. 5-star predictions of the year. I am very uninformed, as you can tell, of what new books are coming out this year regardless. So I only have like one book that I think I might love, and I only bought it because I know Haley Pham, and she said she really, really loved it in one of her 5 stars. But it's A Storied Life of A.J. Fickery. It's a different book. It's a shorter book. I think it's more like literary fiction, and I know it's not really like a romance, that I'm like always romance fantasy side, but I think this book might be actually like something that is like 5-star for you. Like, I actually really enjoyed it, so I'm happy to get into it. Oh my gosh, another book I want to read is Light Lark. I have it over there. I want to start that fantasy series because I feel like it'd be cool. Do you think you'll reach your reading goal, or are you going to change it this year? My reading goal this year was just to read 100 books. Like, I think I'm on the 53rd book of the year, so I think I'm gonna make the goal, guys. I'm not changing it. By this time, like 2 years ago, I had read 100 books, but it's okay. We're just gonna keep working towards my goal, and I'm actually just trying to enjoy my reading experience, not too much on the numbers. Any new goals for the rest of the year? I want to keep branching out when it comes to what I read. I want to get more into fantasy books because fantasy is my favorite genre no matter what I've been reading this year. So my goals for this year: read more different genres, read a fantasy book, read more books that I've been avoiding, and overall just have a great reading experience. That is the end of all my questions. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you guys so much for sticking with me. Please answer these questions in the comments. Like, if you have nothing else to do, I would love to read your answers. I would love to know more about you. And thank you so much for watching this video. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.